Hi everyone, authentic kingdom ambassador with healthy aspirations. I am back with you. Before I go further, just to remind you, click on the subscribe button below, then click on the notification bell that you won't miss any of the uploads. You may also like and share this video with others. This video is about self-esteem. Low self-esteem must go. Too long it is plaguing some of us. And if not you, share it with someone who needs to have this. Self-esteem is one's perception of self. I repeat, it's one's perception of self. How do you perceive yourself? Would you like to unshackle yourself from the recurring mental downturns and the uncomfortable feelings of self? Do you sometimes feel like nobody? Feel like you want to just disappear? Feel like you won't get that job or pass that exam? Maybe you won't be liked. You're not smart. You're not beautiful. You're not good enough. Perhaps because some significant person told you so, or your experiences indicated that. Or perhaps you may have been violated and feel bruised, empty, unworthy. Remember, good self-esteem is about having confidence in the healthy you. I believe you're familiar with the term self-esteem and know that it has two poles, a positive and a negative. The positive speaks of high or good self-esteem. The negative speaks of low or poor self-esteem. Whichever you're experiencing, it is simple and it is simply your perception of self, how you view your own self. Oh yes, I agree that your experiences may be negative. Persons treated you poorly, told you negative things about yourself. Maybe you were rejected, abused in different ways, cast aside and discarded like an old piece of paper. Of course, your environment, which includes family, friends, church, school, and anything else can throw a negative ball at you. However, it's about whether or not you caught that ball and what you do with it if it's caught. Whatever your experience, your self-esteem is determined by your own perception of self. Don't forget that. How are you viewing yourself? Only you can change your perception of self. Remember, whatever you believe about yourself, you must take responsibility for it. I know it is difficult for some of you to believe in this, but until you do, nothing will change. Equally, if you don't believe, you have an open gate for even a high self-esteem that you think you have to be vulnerable to that environmental factor that may inevitably impose negative on you. So you need to protect your high self-esteem if you do have that now. Your self-esteem feeds from your belief of your system of self. Whatever is your system of yourself, that's where your negative or positive self-esteem feeds from. It is simply the information captured in your mind via your senses that are internalized and stored as truth. They are believed and processed by your brain into feelings, emotions, and ultimately your behaviors. These self-beliefs are stored in your conscious and unconscious memory in your mind, and they show up in different ways and at different times. Have you ever been feeling that you're not good enough? Have you ever perceived yourself less than others? Do you ever think others are better than you in different ways? Feelings that you can't match up with others? Do you feel that others may be a threat to your feeling of self? Or do you have trouble accepting a kind compliment about yourself from others? Have you been avoiding persons because you think you can't match up with them? Perhaps if you are plagued with these and other self-defeating ideas, you may want to change them. Stop beating on yourself. Stop beating on yourself. Do not entertain self-defeating or destructive thoughts. Stop negative perceptions of self now. Yes, you can. Self-esteem is manipulated by you. After all, it is called self. That means you are in control of it. If your mind is disturbed by who you are, change your perspective. Change your perception and you will experience a new you. It all starts in the mind. Bob Marley says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. That is so true. The Bible supports that. It's our mind. We need to be in control of it. You are wonderfully, fearfully, and miraculous created by God. He is a king, and you are his offspring. I am too. Hence, you're a princess. I am a princess. And if you're a male, you're a prince. Of course, believe this and validate your unique self. Watch the video, Disarm the Liar, to help you to believe the truth. Low self-esteem must go. Do you want it to go? If you want it to go, it must go. Before you leave here, subscribe. That button down there, it's written. Subscribe, click on it. Click on the notification bell. Share and like this video and allow low self-esteem to go. If not you, help somebody else.